ChatGPT 01 has just come out, and a lot of people have been singing the praises of its ability to write code, so I had to run it through myself. I'm going to link to our YouTube channel where I actually go through the process of writing in Elixir using GPT-01, and you can see what the results are there, and you can see all the details. Here, I'm just going to go over the results. I was working in Elixir Nerves on a sprinkler system controller. I would say that this model is better than prior models. Now, I'm a moderately talented Elixir developer, and a non-developer could certainly not use ChatGPT to write code. You actually have to know what you're looking at and what is being created and what the problems are that might come up with it to even know if you got what you wanted in the first place. I would say that there were fewer hours than prior versions of ChatGPT, especially for the Elixir code. But it took me about an hour to go through the entire process, and I probably could have written the same amount of code in about an hour, maybe 45 minutes to an hour. I also have to factor in that there are some things on there that are going to need to be refactored, especially the use of pretty long functions. And I prefer my functions to be short, so you have to consider the style of code that you're writing too. Now, I did not give ChatGPT any express instructions about how to style the code, so I kind of expected it to be to community standards in Elixir or Nerves community standards. I don't think it was quite there. I did ask ChatGPT to follow the single responsibility principle. I don't think it did a great job at that. I would say for the first time, I'm seeing that we may get to the point in the near future where a developer could spend less time writing code and be more productive. I do not see a time when this thing is writing code on its own, especially because you would just have to lay out so precisely what it is you're wanting, especially in a larger project. And what's the point? I would say the big disappointment was not being able to tie into a code base, but having to snip pieces of code, trade them back and forth. There's a lot of copying and pasting involved in the process, and that's not very satisfying when you're a developer because you want things to be tight, you want them to be precise, you don't want to have to deal with copy and paste errors. Finally, my warning is that if junior devs become too reliant on this type of code, because possibly you could use this to fill in some gaps if you're a junior developer. However, you're not going to learn how to code. Part of the learning to code is the struggle. Any developer knows that. And I think if you overlook the struggle and you just get code that works, you're not going to get good code and you're not going to get good at writing code. So thanks for watching.